Welcome in, everybody. 5 minutes with Sean, maybe 10. Start your week off right. I want to talk about the useless interaction. Recently, I've had quite a bit of useless interactions, and I'd like to see what we could do to eliminate them. Recently, had to go deal with some hospital things, some nonsense, not feeling well, and the repetitiveness at which one will deal with going into those scenarios. Now, I don't know if that's to try and catch people in lies or what, if there's something else behind that. But when you ask a triage individual, you get asked like 10 questions, you answer, and then the triage person hands you off to the nurse, and then they re-ask you the same 10 questions. Then the doctor comes in, he re-asks you the same 10 questions. It gets a bit like redundant and annoying. And I noticed that it was happening pretty much everywhere throughout the process within the hospital world. So it was a bit annoying. So that's more on a personal side. A joking one, but also a pretty serious one of the useless interactions is definitely going to be the picking the phone up to tell someone that you'll call them back. In a world of text messaging, you don't have to do that anymore. If you pick a phone up, that means you're probably ready to talk, especially, again, in a world of text messaging. So I don't really understand that play. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Again, feels fairly useless as an interaction. So I'm trying to get rid of those because I think if we get rid of useless interactions, we'll save a lot of time in our day. And I think that's an important part about it. I think recently my wife got a call from Walgreens and they were like, yeah, you have a prescription you haven't picked up? She's like, I didn't know that. I don't have any prescriptions. What is it? Their reply was, well, we can't tell you. She's like, wait, what? You've called and left me 4 messages about a prescription that I know nothing about, and you can't tell me anything about it? Guess what? Check mark. Useless interaction. Big time useless interaction. Let's get into really where, to me, the biggest part of this is that when you deal in our world, in automotive, or actually anywhere that you have to deal with the phone tree, is what I like to call it. So, useless interaction. You call and you pick one for sales out of the trees, which are always those little prompters, which are, I don't know, I don't really love the prompters, but so let's say you hit one, and then you pick it up. A receptionist answers after you hit one, and then she asks who you're looking for. Sales, service, whatever, which is what the prompter just did. And then you repeat, and then she sends you off, right? Useless interaction. If you have a BDC with no power and no ability to do the job, they're going to have a ton of useless interactions. People have to today, in today's world, I think the expectation, maybe it's just me, but I think the expectation is that when I get someone on the phone, they're going to have either the answer or they're going to be like one step from the answer. And in most cases, in our business, you could be many, many, many steps from that answer. I also have a weird thing that if you have a BDC, why do you also have receptionists? That just strikes me as useless because the BDC's functionality could easily be that, and it would take care of, I know a lot of people do sales, service, mixed BDCs, whatever. My point is I think that those calls going to those team members, they could get things handled a lot more quickly than the useless interaction of the transfer to the transfer. How many times have you called, I don't know, let's just say your cell phone provider, and you get a call, right? You call them, you explain your problem, they transfer you on. Back to the hospital feature. Explain, yet no one has any answers. And, well, sorry, wrong department. Well, sorry, can't help you here. Well, sorry. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. When is enough? Like, how come we can't figure this shit out? I feel like it's been long enough. We've been at this long enough that we should be able to remove the useless interaction. Now, useless interaction can also be via text messaging. It can be via email. There are tons of ways. If you look at why you're trying to communicate with someone, I bet you'll find plenty of useless interactions leading up to it. And that's what I'm trying to get rid of. It's something, something's just annoying to me. And I'd like to just stop it. I'd like to give people the power to have the expectation they're going to get what they want, and they will get it. That is the hope. So think about in your life and in your business where the useless interaction exists. Recently, a buddy of mine called me and said, Sean, we're going to, I'm going to work on getting a receptionist in place and she can transfer calls. And I said, why would we do that? At the other stores, we use the BDC. And he's like, yeah, but, hold on, yeah, but nothing. If it's because we need to staff up, then staff up. There's a bunch of excuses for useless interactions. I get that. Doesn't make them right. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Don't forget, next week on the show, we're going to be doing a Mental Health Monday. We're going to have a lot of fun with that sit down. And other than that, have yourselves a great week, and we'll see you again next week.